Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Be the Man. And we couldn't do it without the man himself, the man of the hour, the nature.
Ooh, the nature boy.
Come on, Ric Flair. How are you?
T-Man, are you calling in from the Conradison or the new joint?
I'm at the Conradison, and I know you're at the penthouse high above the rest of Tampa, taking a look at those cruise ships coming in.
Oh,
What's going
yeah.
on, man? How's everything?
Fantastic. Great day yesterday. Hula Bay. Now you know what that means.
I do.
Battery. And the Queen kicked ass.
Yes, she did, man.
She and Rhonda tore it down.
What a great pay-per-view. You know, I know
Yeah.
we don't normally talk about current stuff here on the program, but I saw a lot of my friends who were really down on Backlash and thought, I'm going to skip it. But man, when it was over,
What
one
a
of the
show.
better pay-per-views they've had in a long time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. It was great.
Of course, we were glad to see Cody doing his thing. And unfortunately, Charlotte goes down with a broken arm. And well, we'll be pulling for her, but I think she'll live to fight another day.
She will. She just has to make sure she takes the right amount of time off. You can't, once you have a fracture like that, you know her, she's going to want to tape it up, but you can't tape up a fracture.
Yeah,
So,
the old
my
school
God, what a
dirt
match.
on.
I got nothing bad to say about Ronda. What a match.
An incredible match. Go out of your way to see it. Even if you're really like me and just more of a fan of the old school, there was enough old school stuff on that show last night to where you guys would really, really dig it. WrestleMania
Yeah.
Backlash is what we're talking about. And of course, before you know it, man, there's going to be some other big events that we're going to be talking about on here. But today, we're talking about you guys. We're putting you in control. Ask Nate anything. We're doing a couple of watch alongs back to back that we've really enjoyed. We got to see you wrestle Sting at the very first Clash of the Champions and break down some psychology there. Last week, we showed where Ricky Steamboat beat you for the world title. In the coming weeks, we're going to watch you guys at the Clash, and then you guys blow it off in Nashville. But at least for now, we're going to let the fans ask the questions. And Rick, you said on Twitter we could ask anything at all.
Anything they want to know.
Matt wants to know, how did you learn that your daughter was going to headline WrestleMania, and what were your thoughts or emotions in response?
You mean in New York?
Yeah.
How did I find out?
That, by the way, I just want to remind everybody, you've had a lot of big WrestleMania moments. I mean, I think most people think about your match with Shawn Michaels and they still talk about it as one of the greatest WrestleMania moments in history, but it didn't go on last. And even when you were the world champ and you had an opportunity to defend it against the Macho Man, it was for the world title, but Hulk went on last. And now, after all these years, ultimately, you never had that honor of going on last WrestleMania, but your daughter does. And me knowing you like I know you, you had to be tickled for her.
No, I was thrilled. You know, I told you they asked me, they actually asked me if I wanted to go on last in Orlando. And I said, God, absolutely not. I mean, I was already embarrassed by how much attention I was getting. Not embarrassed, that's not the good word. I loved all the attention I was getting, but I wasn't going to ask the world champion, whoever it was at that time, you know, go over and say, hey, thank you for this. And I mean, I'd rather I'd rather know that it's one of the greatest moments, I think, in the history of the business because it was very real. Number one. Number two, I was working with the best worker in the history of the business. And number three, it was my life. And I've said this many times, but I just wish I hadn't gone back into the ring. But when you get divorced 4 times, man, it costs money. So I went back to work. Um, but even to this day, I miss it. You know, I'm even thinking about doing something now, but you know, I got to put more thought into that. But getting back to Ashley, it's just huge. I mean, I understand why Steve went on last on the first night. I think they should have main evented the first night, but at the same time, I understand because of Steve's status and who he is in the business why they put him on last. So and they were great. Steve was awesome, as was Kevin Owens.